Hey everybody, welcome back to the Fetish Cafe. This is going to be part two in what I'm just going to call a series of and we'll just go ahead and call it what it is part two of the whole foot fetish series, because I always said when I did this topic that I was going to go big, and this is me going big. Everybody who wants to talk about it will talk about it. Today we are talking to Black, and I've kind of broken the formula a little bit. We're talking about foot fetish today. How you doing, Black? You doing all right?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. It's been a fun day. I'm happy to be back at it. So let's just get started. So, Black, when did you first realize that you had a foot fetish? Do you recall the events?
The event, vividly. I was probably 3 or 4. I was no older than 3 because I don't think my brother was born yet. And I was living with my grandmother at the time, just crawling over the floor as 3-year-olds do. And I think it was a friend of hers. I had seen the sole of her foot, and she was wearing nylons with red nail polish, neither of which I actually liked, which is really funny. And it just sort of clicked,
So you
like a
knew
switch
you
went
knew
off.
early, man. You
Yeah,
figured that one out fast. You don't like
I
nylons?
didn't know. I didn't know it was called that. I just figured it was like I knew, you know, what I was attracted to. I just didn't know it was. And I didn't. I didn't. There was no name attached to it. I didn't figure that out until I was about 12.
Gotcha. And I actually completely forgot this too. How old are you again?
Am I now? I'm 23,
23.
and
So
not too far from 24.
awesome, man. Well, when's your birthday while we're talking about it?
Next Wednesday.
Heck yeah, dude. You got any big plans?
Not really.
Oh,
Just
okay. I hear
want to
you.
chill out. I don't want to do too much
Understood.
on my birthdays.
So okay, so you knew early on when you hit puberty, the dreaded puberty, how did you talk to anybody about this? Did you
Of course not.
you did so you didn't confide in anybody?
Mm, Not really. My mom had, well, not willingly,
Not
at
willingly.
least.
Oh, there's a story
No,
there.
no. Well, I was, yeah, at that age where you start looking, you want to satisfy curiosity and whatnot. And this was like 2009, so the internet and like pornography aren't as. But one, it was the family computer, so I couldn't go on any really bad websites to begin with. Not that I knew any. So I went all over YouTube and like looking for just looking, satisfying my curiosity. My mother found out, and that was an awkward conversation. I thought I covered all my tracks, but
Been there,
I was
done
wrong.
that. Been there, done that. How did your mother take it though? Like, was it?
Surprisingly well. I guess she had, rationalized it for me. She had seen an episode of Jerry Springer of another person with the fetish, and uh, man, it's embarrassing to watch. It's like watching a family member like embarrass themselves or someone embarrass themselves because you're gonna catch that connotation by this association. So I
Right.
think it was one of those people who were I don't know what she. I never saw the episode myself, but apparently he had his fetish real bad. And can you hear me all right?
Yeah, yeah. If I can hear you, you're a little low, but it's no big deal. You're good.
Yeah, no, I live in a pretty ladies' apartment, so I don't want to wake anyone up.
No, you're good, man. No worries.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like I said, apparently he was one of those people who couldn't divorce themselves from that fetish, so it like really messed with like personal relationships. And it being Jerry Springer, he ended up putting a ring on the foot as if he was marrying it.
Oh,
So
Jesus. Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so they're playing it
So
up.
yeah. So he said as long as I wasn't like one of those guys, I was all right.
So
And we haven't spoken about it since.
that was my next question was, has the topic ever been breached again?
And if things go well, it never will be.
Right, right.
Easily one of the worst conversations I've had in my life. Yeah.
I can imagine, dude. Like, it's so just kind of moving forward. When did you have your first experience? Like, how old were you when you finally got to act on this whole thing?
Act on it. It's not something I've really been able to act on. You know,
Oh, really? So still not yet. Still haven't found that.
not entirely. Aside from like, no, not really. Not in any like real capacity. You know, unfortunately.
I understand, man. It's difficult. Like, so I guess we'll get into this a little bit, and this will open up the the way I understand your side of the fetish, because just like any fetish, there's differences out there. So what is it about feet? Do you like clean? Do you like dirty? Do you like smelly? Do you like socks? Do you like no socks? Like, what are you into?
It's like, well, there's like these things. There's like what you see on the internet, and then there's like real life. You know,
Okay.
I would say like on the internet, my range is pretty wide. You know, there's very little that I don't like. Um, Clean, dirty. I don't care much for socks or
Okay.
nylons. I don't know. They just cover the thing that I want to see. You know,
You hurt my heart when you said you didn't like nylons. I got a huge
I don't
thing
know.
for nylons, dude. Oh my god.
No, I just can't get into them. Like it just, you know,
Well, I mean, I understand
I
it.
can't particularly get into them. I don't know. Might be an age thing because I only associate nylon with like older women.
Oh no.
Like
Oh
not just older like really like older women and like just like something you would see in like the 80s or 90s or something. One thing I've noticed apparently women used to really like nylons back in those days.
yeah. That was kind of the time when they were the most popular. It was you were considered a fancier lady if you had like a seamed nylon, and I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on when that happened for me, but holy shit, that is such a big part of the fetish for me. And I love socks because socks hold in that smell. See, I'm big on the smell. Uh,
Yeah,
I really
no,
want
actually,
that.
yeah, yeah. I actually like the smell too. Actually,
See, and that's why it's like if you ever get it,
although there's a certain like I see a lot of people comparing like seeing like vinegar or corn chips, and
yeah,
it's like I smell vinegar. Can't really, I can't feel it. It's more like wet, like you know when like you sweat a lot,
yeah,
that smell.
yeah,
Like, basically that.
yeah. No, I completely get it. I think the vinegar smell. I know what people are talking about when they say that, but I don't completely agree with the association. Now the corn chip smell, yeah, I can see that. I really
I can
can
see
see
that.
that.
I guess. And then I've also heard of cheese, and it's
See,
I don't know.
it's
I like it's
impossible to describe.
yeah.
It really is impossible to describe because I'm right there with you. I just like the odor, the natural odor that the sweat is going to provide, and that's one reason. Like I said, I love socks is because it's going to trap all that in, especially the longer you wear those things. Um,
Well,
so my next question would be so since you've never had like an experience in person yet,
not a genuine one. You know, just a couple like one-offs, but not like a couple of like minor ones. You could say.
expand on that for me if you would like.
Not like how would I let's say it properly. Um,
Like, what was the experience? What do you mean?
Yeah, normally, like I never had like a session experience like a smart with like a girlfriend or anything. Normally, it's been like situations in which the other person didn't quite know that I had the fetish, so I had to I had to play it off like I didn't like yeah
The covert nonchalant.
yeah yeah then yeah something like that.
So I mean, do you
And so
care?
like if someone like brushes a fly in your face, I have to act like you know I act like you don't like it,
Right, like, oh
or it's
man.
not like blur covered. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it, man. It's, you know, honestly, the older you get, so the main reason I started this show is to help people get more comfortable with the concept. The more you talk about stuff like this, the more you get open about it. I firmly believe that you get more comfortable with it. And also with age, you start to stop. You stop giving a shit what
Yeah,
people
of
are gonna
course.
say, or how people are gonna feel, and you shoot your shot. At a certain point, it's like, are
Yeah,
you?
and at this point, the only reason why I haven't at this point is generally for lack of trying, like because of the whole COVID thing. I've really been able to put myself out there for the past like a whole year and a half, some change.
Right, right.
Before that, if I wanted to like get a meetup, those things cost money that I
Yeah,
just did not have.
I'm not lucky enough
You
to be
know,
in an area where there is a meetup, but I mean, I'm married,
neither.
so
I mean, neither am I. I live in a pretty awkward place. Like it's not. I don't live like near a really major city. The nearest one is like an hour and a half away. And it's just I don't have time between my work schedule.
no, of course.
That's like really. Or if I had like a steady schedule, then perhaps. But knowing how erratic it is, it's just
So
gotta find a quick window of opportunity, which I haven't quite gotten yet.
let me ask you this: how do you feel about paying for used socks or paying for pictures or things? Have you ever dove into any of that?
I have actually. I don't pay for pictures because
Yeah, yeah, of
like
course.
if I want to pay for something, I want it to be like something I can't normally get. Just a quick Google search.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So if it's like a video, I've only bought like 3 videos in my entire life. So one of them was from someone was from a model I talked to pretty regularly, and it was like they're all on sale. Another one was a uh, a woman who was 4 feet tall. I think she was. I'm not sure if you call it dwarfism or a midget, whatever the word is. But yeah, she was like 4 feet tall. She was like my age,
Oh wow.
and
Okay.
yeah, so like things that you never normally see. Like things that you wouldn't like. I can't go and look it up on uh, Pornhub or XAMPS or anything like that. So
Right, right, right.
when you see an opportunity like that, no, you take it.
So, have you ever paid for socks? You ever done the whole socks thing?
In a way, I bought a raffle for some socks, but I didn't win. So
So no, never crossed that
no,
bridge.
never, no, not yet, at least. I might, not fairly sure.
I'm curious how that experience goes because I've never done it myself. See, I've been married for about 14 years, and
Lucky you.
yeah, yeah. I mean, my wife is not. She's not completely into it. She doesn't fully understand it, but she does just pretty much whatever, and she lets me indulge. So I'm very lucky in that neighborhood. So I've never had to do something like that, but I have always wondered how that experience has went for people. I'm actually trying to get a seller on the show, but that's going to be near impossible.
Yeah.
So if there's
No,
any
normally I'm
sellers
just
out there listening
scrolling.
to this, then hit me up.
Yeah, normally I'm just scrolling through Instagram, I have like a separate page for that kind of thing.
Sure, sure, of course.
And I just see like some people like they put up a post saying they're selling one thing or the other, and if it's a halfway decent deal, if it's like $1 per minute, like they're running one of those sales and it's like 4 or 5 minutes, it's just $4 or $5.
Yeah, yeah.
Money I'm not gonna miss that. So
And it's
I'll just send
it's
them a DM and know
it's just like
we'll
buying
talk.
anything else you want,
It's
honestly.
like buying at that point, it's like buying anything else. It's
Yeah.
even the video is a bit of a hassle sometimes, but afterwards it's just consumer and salesman or saleswoman most likely.
Yeah, most of the time. Yeah. So, are you seeing somebody right now?
No,
No. Okay. How long ago was your last relationship?
I don't got anything before high school, so none really. So I haven't. I don't really count anything I did in high school. There was a brief fling, but nothing really came of it.
Understood. Yeah, dude. I challenge you to in your next relationship open up about it immediately. Like,
Yeah, no, it's definitely like communication is key. So I've been no communication is key. So
if,
definitely that's something to open up about. I'm an adult. There's no reason why I should hide a relatively harmless part of myself from a woman I'm supposed to be intimate with.
absolutely, and that's kind of the reason I started this show in the first place. I encourage you to. I'm gonna try to the guy I interviewed before this, Derek. Derek, he has really hit a home run with with his experiences, kind of what everyone hopes to have, right? So when I get his episode up, I encourage you to listen to it. He's very encouraging about just being open about the thing and having confidence about it, and that'll really get you places. But ultimately, it's just about being open about it. And like you just said, we're all adults here, and if you're going to be intimate with anyone, then why not get what you want out of it? You know.
Yeah,
The nerves for me about talking about it obviously are I'm not going to say completely gone or long gone, but for the most part, I'm pretty open with my wife knows what I like, and she knows when I say, hey, can you wear the same socks for a little while, or hey, can we do this or can we do that? Like, yeah, it gets a little nerve wracking sometimes, even though that's my wife. It's still, there's still some self consciousness, but honestly, it's fading more and more with each day.
it's good. You got it made for real, huh?
Well, I mean, it's so funny because the story is when we got so we dated for a year, and when we got engaged, I had never told her about it, and I said, "Hey, so I've got this fetish that is kind of a make or break situation. I don't need you to just be sold on it. I just need you to be willing to try it and work with me on it because I can't marry somebody that I can't express myself totally with." Scared the shit out of her because she was just like, "Oh God, what's he gonna say next?" And then when I was like, "I have a foot fetish," she was like, "Oh, that's fine." That's
Well,
fine, whatever. And honestly, that's what you'll get most of the time. Anybody that's going to bully you about it is a shitty person.
not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Black, man, thanks for talking to me. Is there anything you would like to plug? Do you write any stories? Do you have a blog people should check out? Do you take pictures? I mean, the
It's
floor is
funny enough
yours.
stories. Do have a couple. I do have an account on fanfiction. Sorry, fanfiction.net by the name Leaning Leon,
Do
and
me.
I wrote a couple stories. That is Senate, of course. They're pretty all right, if I do say so myself.
Cool.
If you like reading stories about anime and our fetish combined,
Oh,
I
yeah.
would say to come on, go on over, drop a review, constructive, preferably. But you know,
And
that's it.
what I would ask of you is just shoot me a link to that, and we'll have that link below for anybody who is interested in checking out Black's work here. And any words of wisdom for the audience before we shut it down?
Honestly, uh, words of wisdom.
Or just final
Not that
thoughts?
big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal when you really break it down. You hear a lot of people on the internet talking trash and just making fun of it, but there's stranger things to be attracted to, not from a one's foot. Not to shame anyone else, but there's more. There's objectively worse things to be attracted to. So as long as you're not hurting anyone else, you're perfectly fine.
Absolutely. Be loud and proud, as I said in the last episode. Again, Black, thank you so much for your time, man. I really appreciate it. I really do, because it is so hard to get people to follow through. And you stuck it out. You've been here. Thanks again for being on the show.
No problem.
And that wraps today's episode, everybody. I'll go ahead and say, hit the like button if you liked it, and follow, because I'm trying to reawaken and reignite this channel. Thanks for listening. Have an awesome day.
It's gonna be on YouTube.
Yeah.
What's the channel name?
Fetish Cafe, sir.
All right. I'll subscribe for the episode.
Heck yeah. Subscribe. Do that, everybody.